Just be aware. Heart is blooming. We humbly invoke for the blessings of the Supreme Parabrahman, the Divine Father, Divine Mother, my spiritual teacher, and all spiritual teachers, all the great ones, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Paramatmas, Tirthankaras, the prophets, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Thank you for the purification, strengthening, empowerment, upgradation, alignment to be able to fulfill our part in bringing heaven into this earth and into the lives of all those around us. Thank you in full faith for the priceless, constant blessings, presence, assistance, your advice, your guidance. Thank you, God and Guru, for always being there. Atma Namaste. We are trying to do a small book study on the manual, Theosophical Manual by Annie Besant, Karma. So we have come to the point where we are talking about the cessation of karma, ceasing. I think we all do understand that the cessation of karma is also the cessation of suffering. The cessation of karma is also going to be understood as the cessation of suffering. जब कर्मा एक तरीके से खत्म हो जाता है तो हमारा संघर्ष, हमारा दुख, हमारा दर्द जिंदगी का वो भी खत्म हो जाता है. If something can hold us down to pain and suffering, it is our karmic ties, it is our karmic weight that we carry with us, the burdens that can pull us down into a world of suffering and pain. But if we can seize our creation of karma, if we can stop ourselves being bound, made bound to new karma, then the suffering, the pain, and the misery will also stop. So, this is what Gautam Buddha talks about as the cessation of suffering in the Four Noble Truths. Ceasing of the creation of karma. When karma is not created, how is it not created? When you do your actions without attachment to the outcome. जब हम कोई भी कर्म करते हैं तो जनरली हमें हलचल इसीलिए होती है क्योंकि हम इसका आउटकम के बारे में सोच सोच के परेशान हो जाते हैं. अगर वो आउटकम हमारे अनुसार नहीं हो, then we get really irritated and frustrated. Most of the people or entire humanity, I would say at this point of time, maybe other than maybe 0.1% of humanity, most of the people are just strongly connected to the outcome of what they are trying to do. If the outcome is not favorable to them, the way that they have imagined it, they have wanted it, then they go into a state of pain or suffering. That is how the suffering is created. So, your strong connection to the outcome of a certain action is what is called as the creation of karma. And when we disconnect ourselves from the outcome and just perform our duties because we have to do it, and that is the right thing to do. When we start doing all our work as if we are working for the Guru or we are working for God, जब हम हर काम इस दृष्टिकोण से, इस विचार से करना शुरू करेंगे कि जो भी हम कर रहे हैं हम ये ईश्वर के आदेश के अनुसार कर रहे हैं. Whatever I'm doing, if I can put my 100% and think that I'm not doing it for a personal motive or I'm not working for somebody else, everything I do is for the divine plan. And since I am part of this divine consciousness, I am the higher soul, one with the divine spark or the Paramatma, then I am part of the divine plan. Kyunki I am part of the divine plan, it is required. There is nothing to say that I have to do or I should not do, or nothing, nobody is to say. Whatever is given to me, if I do it as if I'm doing it because it is my work. I'm part of the divine plan and it is my work. When we start doing things like this, the cessation of karma, the ceasing of karma, the stoppage of karma, the stoppage of creation of new karma will automatically happen. Karma binds individuals to the cycles of rebirth, samsara, whether it is accrued through virtuous or non virtuous deeds. It's a very important statement. Generally, people think that good karma banana बहुत ज़रूरी है. गुड कर्मा भी हमें ऐसा ही एक बंधन में हमें वापस इस पृथ्वी में घसीट के लेके आएगा जैसे बैड कर्मा. देयर इज एब्सोल्युटली नो डिफरेंस in good karma or bad karma when the divine is planning something for you. In case you have good karma also left out in your life, what you have created in past births, you have to come back to neutralize it. So one of the most easiest way is to decree the karma, the good karma, on a regular basis so that we don't accumulate some more which we have to settle in another birth. Are you getting my point? कर्मा अच्छा है या बुरा है उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. अच्छा हो या बुरा हो, वापस आके इस पृथ्वी में ही उसका सेटलमेंट करना होगा. तो डिक्री करना एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण सही मेथड होगा कि आप ना अच्छा बुरा तो करना बंद करो और अच्छा भी जो करोगे तो इकट्ठा मत करो. डिक्री इट. Once you have come to the point of nesh karma, that is, you do not want any karma for yourself. Maybe if you are like a holy master, then you can start decreeing for the organization, for the earth, not for yourself. Yes. So you can just decree it and finish it out. Remember this. This is a very important statement which people just do not realize. Karma binds individuals to the cycle of births and death. This is called as a samsara, and it can be karma which is virtuous and which is non-virtuous. The chain of cause and effect is perpetuated by the desires and attachments to the fruits of action. हम अगर कुछ कर्म करें और उसे हम कोई सकारात्मक आउटकम मांगते हैं या नकारात्मक सोचते हैं, whatever it is, whenever you intend to have a kind of outcome that you visualized and you are not having it and you make yourself and your life miserable and the people around you miserable, that means you have already bound yourself to karma. So the chain of cause and effect, when I think of something, I just do it because doing is the right thing to do. But if I am not able to find that kind of an outcome what I planned in the beginning, it's okay. I just have to put my 100% effort into my target. If it is not being fulfilled, you don't have to take yourself to task for it. But definitely put your 100%. दिक्कत क्या होती है ना, the problem when people understanding this particular statement is that people would say, so what happens if anyway we are not supposed to be attached to the fruit of the action, so may I not do my 100% work? That is an absolutely wrong method of looking at it. So the decree process will be understood when you do a class which leads you into becoming a Jivan Mukta. Yes. So this is just a book study. We are just understanding what are all the ways and means through which we can neutralize our karma. The chain of cause and effect will continue if our desires and attachment to the fruit of action is not cut off, is not completely disconnected. If we keep our connections, you know what happens? Then what happens is like this. I have a certain dream that my children will live in this house in this way, and the money that I have accumulated will be used for this task. And after my death, if suppose that money is not utilized in that manner and my children do not act in the way that I wanted them to, then the person who made these big plans for their money and their children will get stuck in the lower planes because they had desires and attachments and they are connected to the fruits of their action. And so that is why detachment and letting go is the most important thing that we have to learn here on this earth. All growth is possible only when we learn to detach. Detach does not mean complete vairagya, does not mean leaving everything and going to the forest and settling down. It just means that not being associated to any action that you are doing. And of course, before you reach the deathbed, make a plan to delegate your work. Otherwise, your imaginary intention that I am immortal and I will keep continuing to do this until I am dead, and even after I am dead, is what is going to completely connect you, chain you into this earth. Yes, that will bring you back again and again. Then there is no moksha, there is no liberation. So be sensible, make your will, delegate, finish off things when you don't know that. When you know that things may not extend forever. Liberation through non attachment. The teachings of the Bhagavad Gita emphasize that freedom from karma is achieved by performing actions without attachments to their results. Yes, the whole point is you have to act. Yes, but the whole point is you have to act. You have to act as if you're attached to the results, but you cannot be mentally attached. Now, that is the Catch 22 situation. Are you understanding my point? The Catch 22 is you have to act as if you are very much concerned about every action, every thought of yours. But at the same time, you should not be internally bound. Yes, are you understanding my point? You cannot be, you should not be internally bound. On the external, you need to act as if you are concerned about everything. In the book of Shirdi Sai Baba Satcharitra, it says that Baba acted in this world l- constantly getting involved in everything around, like the waves of the sea which do not cease, which are constantly beating against the shores. But his internal system was as if the center of the sea, the placid, the calm sea. Are you getting my point? हमें दुनिया के लिए ऐसे काम करना चाहिए कि हमें लगातार काम करने की बस इच्छा हो. और जो इंसान कर्म के सिद्धांत को समझ चुका है वो समझ जाएगा कि यहाँ पे कर्म योग से हम अपने लक्ष्य तक पहुँचना बहुत आसान है. इस कारण हर क्षण वो कर्म करते रहेगा, लेकिन किसी भी कर्म के लिए अपने इच्छा के अनुसार फल की अपेक्षा नहीं करेगा. That is the seizing of karma. Karma can only be seized by this way. Otherwise, you create good karma, you neutralize it. You shout at somebody, you get angry at somebody, you want something, you do something. मैंने ऐसे तो अच्छा ही बोला था, लेकिन इसने ऐसे सोचा. यही चीज में फंसे रहोगे. Are you understanding the point? The only way is to constantly equip yourself with work and not bother about its outcome, but work as if you are extremely bothered about the outcome. You know, it is like, to the world you have to seem as if you are extremely bothered, but internally you are completely balanced. जैसे शिरडी साईं बाबा के सच्चरित्र में एक जगह वर्णन किया जाता है साईं बाबा का, कि बाहर से देखने के लिए जैसे लहरें लगातार सागर के किनारे लगातार हर क्षण लहरें आती रहती है, ऐसे ही लगातार उनका बाहर का काम चलता रहता था. लेकिन अंदर, उनके अंदर जो स्थिति थी, वो सागर के जो बीचों बीच जो स्थिरता होती है, सागर के अंदर जो स्थिरता होती है, वो स्थिरता था. मालूम है जब बाहर तूफान चलता है, सागर के अंदर तो फिर भी स्थिर रहता है. When the storm is beating against the ocean, The inside of the ocean, in the middle of the ocean, down deep below, there is only stillness. That is how we have to perform our actions on the external. We have to be constantly connecting ourselves, constantly doing what we have to do. But internally, you have to be balanced. Why do we have to be balanced internally? For one simple reason, that if I am not balanced internally, I will not be able to see the truth as it is. I will not be able to receive the guidance of the divine. अगर मैं अपने अंदर स्थिरता नहीं रखूंगी तो मैं सच्चाई को देख नहीं पाऊंगी. अगर मैं अपने अंदर स्थिर नहीं रहूंगी तो मैं जो आत्मा का आदेश है उसको समझ नहीं पाऊंगी. Are you getting my point? It is such a simple thing. I may look on the outside as if I am connected with everything around me. Yes. Yes. But on the inside, I have to be completely disconnected. My internal condition should be completely disconnected and completely balanced, because only in the state of balance and disconnection from worldly affairs can I receive divine guidance, help from my Guru, from the Atma, from the Paramatma. Is that understood? Constant disconnection. Do your duty, disconnect. Do your duty, disconnect. Transformative wisdom. Don't carry today's information tomorrow. Don't carry things over. The more you carry things over, you will be connected. You will be in a web and you will constantly keep losing energy. Transformative wisdom. Okay, liberation through non attachment. The teachings of the Bhagavad Gita emphasize the freedom from karma is achieved by performing actions without the attachment to their results. The path of karma yoga, yoga of action, involves duty oriented, aligning with the divine law and universal harmony. Transformative wisdom, actions when performed with detachment and guided by wisdom cease to generate binding karma. Very simple one liner, but we can talk for complete days on this one line. Actions when performed with detachment, write it down, stick it on your wall, put it into your mobile, remind yourself again and again. Actions when performed with detachment. You have to perform every action with detachment. Don't take things personally. Don't focus on the personality. Be impersonal. We are all working for the divine. Everybody has their part to fulfill in the divine work. Whether a person you think is not on the spiritual path does not matter. The divine has everything put into place. You may be thinking this person is not spiritual, but that person may be at a higher degree of spiritual upgradation than you are. अक्सर जो बहुत महान होते हैं बहुत विनम्र दिखते हैं, और जिनके अंदर विनम्रता की कमी है उनकी आवाज इतनी ऊंची और बुलंद होती है कि पूरे दुनिया को चीर ले, लेकिन उनके अंदर विनम्रता की कमी है. द लैक ऑफ ह्यूमिलिटी. यस, राइट. द लैक ऑफ ह्यूमिलिटी within us is what makes even a spiritual person fall. जितना ज्यादा विनम्र इतना ज्यादा शांत. Yes, you have to actually be in that state of stillness and bliss in every moment, that you are able to do work guided by wisdom. नहीं तो अक्सर लोग अपने आप को आध्यात्मिक तो बोलते हैं, हम भगवान के पास हैं, हम भगवान के बच्चे हैं, हम बहुत स्पिरिचुअल हैं, और करते हैं काम बिल्कुल अपने इमोशंस के आधार पे. So please understand, to be guided by wisdom is to perform duty which is detached, not which is subjective to your emotional body. Most of our emotional and mental bodies are like children. If you don't give them what it wants, then they start acting funny, they start throwing tantrums. So, the moment a person starts throwing tantrums, then silently understand that this person is no longer guided by wisdom, but only guided by their emotional state. The wisdom comes from the Atma and the Paramatma. even though sometimes it may be stern and loud, but it will be never putting down somebody. Please do understand, many times we come into this galat fahmi that हम लोग spiritual meditation कई सालों से कर रहे हैं, हमने इतना कुछ कर लिया, इतने लोगों को spirituality में जोड़ लिया, तो ज़रूर हम बहुत ऊंचाई में होंगे. बट मेरा सोच अक्सर अलग होता है. हो सकता है हम लोग ये सब काम पहले नहीं किए, हम लोग ये काम पहले नहीं किए, और इसीलिए अब बहुत लोगों को मदद कर करके अपना कर्मा काटने की नौबत आई है. एंड इफ यू लुक एट मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल, even if they are doctors or healers, they would have an astrological chart which is tremendously tumultuous. That means there will be lots of problems. But through the action of helping and healing, they are neutralizing their own negative karma. बाकी लोगों पे कोई वो नहीं कर रहे हैं. They are not doing some great favor to others by helping them. When you help others, you are helping yourself. A person comes to learn a teaching, a person comes to learn a healing methodology, a person comes to receive healing when they have the good karma for it. Is that understood? When somebody comes to me, I should be grateful that that person has come to me for learning, healing, that I have had this opportunity to help them move forward in life. But do teach them that it is in giving that we receive. So they also have to learn to give, donate, share, if they want to maintain their good karma. So you many times you will see that when a person comes to you for healing, in the first couple of healings there will be about 20, 30, 40, 50% change, and then the change becomes very slow because the person had good karma. The person came to you and there was an immediate change. Yes, and there was an immediate change, right? But afterwards, since they have exhausted their good karma in bringing that difference, that change that they wanted, they have to be taught to create greater good karma. Yes, is that understood? Using your good karma to manifest an outcome is not impossible. It can happen through many things. So there was this one lady who was practicing neuro linguistic programming, NLP. So she had come seeking my help because her life was on the brink of a divorce. So long time back when she was practicing neuro-linguistic program, roughly 4 years before she had met me, she had this intense burning wish to join a very, very uh, huge automobile industry in a high post. And she used the neuro-linguistic programming method and she achieved it. Once she achieved it, then suddenly something started going wrong in her life. 1 month, 2 months down the lane, her life went topsy turvy. Her husband was going farther from her. She had a child, and it was almost coming into the brink of divorce, even though she had, by all her strong intentions, manifested one wish. Of course, she had not learnt the manifestation techniques as taught by energy healing until then. So, this she had used another programming to make this possible. And once that became possible, then other things started falling apart in her life. Then other things started falling apart in her life. So, what did we do when she came in? We just asked her to check what was the positive karma that she had when she made that intention, the strong intention, to achieve that high post in that automobile industry she was eyeing for. She had a lot of good karma. But she spent all her good karma in creating that one intention to come true. Then she was left with nothing. Nothing to manage the well being of her family, nothing to manage the happiness of her relationship. That was where she had landed herself. जब हम अपने सकारात्मक कर्म को एक तरीके से खत्म कर देते हैं, उसके बाद जब हमारे पास सकारात्मक कर्म होता ही नहीं है, हम किसी एक इच्छा के लिए, जैसे कभी होता है ना, मुझे बेटा चाहिए, बेटा चाहिए, बेटा चाहिए, बेटा चाहिए, कोई भी बच्चा नहीं चलेगा, बेटा ही चाहिए। तो इतना इच्छा करके बेटा जब आ जाता है, हो सकता है बाकी सब जिंदगी के चीजें ऐसे खत्म होना शुरू हो जाती है। आई वॉन्ट दिस एंड आई विल नॉट सेटल फॉर लेस। Then the entire positive karma that you have created has gone into that one action. Are you getting my point? So sometimes we are acting out of our emotions. We are not acting out of divine wisdom. Just because that intention, that wish of ours has been fulfilled does not mean that we have been divinely guided. It is out of free will that we have used all our remnant good karma in creating something that we wanted. Yes, is that clear? So I think we'll have to look at what is guiding us. कभी कभी हम अपने इच्छा से किसी चीज को बस जबरदस्ती, मुझे इस देश में यहाँ पे काम चाहिए तो चाहिए, कुछ भी हो जाए, कुछ भी कर्मा, इसके लिए जितना भी एक्सपेंडिचर हो जाए हो जाए, और उसके बाद वहां जाके इंसान दुखी हो जाए, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, हमारा अपना इच्छा हो जाए। When people start thinking in this manner, that is when they are guided not by the wisdom, but they are guided, उनके पास वो जितना भी आध्यात्मिक हो, जितने भी सालों के लिए मेडिटेशन किए हो, कुछ भी किया हो, लेकिन रावण से ज्यादा तो उन्होंने तपस्या नहीं किया होगा, ना उनकी आध्यात्मिक विकास हुआ होगा। अगर रावण एक गलती के साथ गिर सकता है, तो बाकी हम सब लोग तो बस अज्ञानी से ज्ञानी बनने के रास्ते में है। रावण जो पूर्ण ज्ञानी था, एक तरीके से राम से भी ज्यादा ज्ञानी था, वो भी अगर गिर सकता है तो कोई भी गिर सकता है। Are you getting my point? So what are you guided by? Check, 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 check. Who will check? You have to check. Because after some point of time, either you have to have a spiritual body, but most of us think that we are higher than spiritual bodies. We are not willing to take any kind of feedback because हम सबसे श्रेष्ठ है, हम सबसे बड़ा परफॉर्मर है, हमारे जैसे तो कोई है नहीं। हमारा अहंकार इतना ज़्यादा हो जाता है कि कोई हमें कुछ बोले भी तो हमें हजम नहीं होता है। तो फिर यस, विनाश काले विपरीत बुद्धि। जब हमारे बुद्धि में किसी का एडवाइस घुसता नहीं है, तो समझ लीजिए कि हम वहाँ पे अपने आप को ख़त्म करने वाले हैं। So be aware, what is driving you? Is it your attachment which makes your emotional and mental body work? Or are you being truly guided by true wisdom? Only if you are able to guide yourself by wisdom will you cease to generate karma which binds you. Such a state where a person is guided by wisdom is marked by inner tranquility, where the self remains untouched by the worldly activities. On a regular basis, people who have been practicing meditations for a long, long time also face situations where their solar plexus suddenly becomes bigger, their heart chakra shrinks, they start crying, they become emotional. Yes, crying is not a bad thing. Yes, because today psychology says you need to cry. But anyway, if your solar plexus is getting so activated and you feel out of balance, your heart has shrunk, your ajna has come under the control of the solar plexus, then you have lost your inner tranquility. Your inner self has been disturbed by the worldly activities. So it is a process of purification and continuous purification and self reflection and ability to take advice from two good friends. Otherwise, we have hundreds of enemies. What do you have? Check for yourself. Do you have two great friends who are able to say where you are going wrong, what is going wrong with you? Or do you just have 100 enemies? Just check. Life needs checking again and again. If God is constantly giving you situations and people who are nasty to you, then He is showing what is the innermost condition that you hold. If God is constantly sending towards you people and situations which are nasty, He is trying to reflect to you the innermost conditions that you hold. My outer world is the reflection of my inner self. The world around me is a reflection of my inner self. Yes, not the world that you make for yourself. Sometimes we are in comfort zones. मेरे अपने परिवार तो मेरे बात ही सुनेगा, और किसका बात सुनेगा? मेरे अपने परिवार के साथ मेरे कंफर्ट जोन में रह के मैं बहुत अच्छे दुनिया में हूँ, ये बोलना भी हमारी बेवकूफ़ी होती है. On the outside, how many people do you have to support? Santan Lakshmi. Santan is not just children, Santan is every relationship. Yes, children will be connected to you because of your wealth, because of your, maybe sometimes you give emotional support, sometimes you give financial support. The family that has some requirements, you keep fulfilling it, they will be happy. But are there people who are really being connected to you? What kind of a environment, a world have you created for yourself? Check, check, check. Such a state is marked by inner tranquility when the world around us is peaceful, the world inside us is actually peaceful. True discipleship is characterized by heightened sensitivity and responsiveness to the world, not detachment from the feelings. You be aware of the world requirements, you bless, you wish that the world goes into a state of goodness. Just don't detach from your feelings. Don't become stone hearted. Don't kill your emotions. If your emotion is sensing pain, bless it, transform it. If your emotion is sensing hatred, bless it, transform it. If your if your emotion and thoughts are sensing fear, bless it, transform it. Do you have the ability for heightened sensitivity, and are you responsive to those sensations? आपको जो महसूस हो रहा है आपके इमोशनल बॉडी के द्वारा अपने वातावरण में, क्या आपके अंदर इतनी क्षमता है कि आप उस क्षण में इंट्यूशनल एनर्जी को लेके आके इमोशनल बॉडी में जो महसूस हो रहा है उन सब चीज़ों को तब का तब परिवर्तित कर पा रहे हो हायर वाइब्रेशंस में? आस्क योरसेल्फ. A liberated soul works selflessly, striving to serve as a channel for the divine life, thus transcending the personal desires. So we will have to check how much do we get stuck in our personal desires. There is always a degree of personal name, fame, position. Yes, there is always a degree of name, fame, position that we all kind of like look forward for. So, are we working as liberated souls, working selflessly? Are we trying to become divine channels? Are we really contributing to the divine plan? Are we transcending our personal desires? हम किस तरीके से अपने काम को कर रहे हैं अपने स्वयं की इच्छाओं को पूरा करने के लिए, क्या ईश्वर के एक बेहतरीन साधन बन के? कलेक्टिव कर्मा. How to know we are guided by the divine? At that particular point of time, check your antakarna when you were screaming and shouting. When you are sad or fearful, your antakarna, if it has dropped, that means you are guided by your emotions, not by the divine. If you cannot check, ask somebody for help. Because most of the times we are biased. Yes. Collective karma. Souls are bound together in families, nations, and races, creating collective karma that shapes individuals and group desires. You know, when you go into a certain city, there is a karma of all the people who belong to that city. All have something in common. That is why they are in that city. As long as they have that something in common, they will continue to be in that city. The moment that what is common is completely dissolved from you, you will shift to a different city. You are in a certain family because you have many things in common, certain karmas that you have to go together, certain karmas you have to experience together. You cannot blame each other because everybody has been put together for a certain reason. If you're in an organization, there is a common binding karma. There is something that everybody in the organization will have in common, right? So it is said in one of the books on, I think it is A Light on the Path or it is A Voice of Silence, that if you belong to a certain community, for example, if the community of priests of a certain Christian order, so this was an example given in that book, then if any one priest goes wrong, then the entire community of priests is responsible for that one person as a priest going wrong. So, are you understanding my point? If any one person goes wrong, like for example, if any one healer of Feed the Soul is going through a situation, then all the healers as a group, if they are connected to Feed the Soul, are responsible as a joint energy to be able to elevate their suffering. The group energy has to be so strong, whether we have seen each other, met each other, not met each other, does not matter. Everybody who comes into the group should be able to be alleviated of a certain suffering. And that constantly, if it is done, the group will become so magnetized to one kind of energy that people who will come into that group will already have that energy. Otherwise, they cannot enter into the group. Are you getting my point? So, everything, families, nations, races, creating collective karma that shapes individuals and group destinies. Everybody in a group has a certain kind of a karma. Yes, everybody in a certain group has a certain kind of karma. That is why they are part of that group. Yes. And you may actually check for yourself, are you connected to Feed the Soul? Because Feed the Soul as a group is being blessed on a regular basis. And if you are really connected, certain miseries, certain issues will already be solved when the group blessings are being channelized. And people will be able to enter into this karma, into this group only if they are deserving, willing to create that kind of a karma. So that is group destinies. Yes, group destiny shapes individuals, collective karma. Souls are bound together. What do you identify yourself as? If you identify yourself as an Indian, you will be part of that energy or that karma which is called as India. Yes, if you identify yourself as a person born and brought up in Delhi, then you identify yourself with that karma. If you say तो हम यहाँ के रहने वाले हैं, हम चंडीगढ़ के ही हैं, so you will energize yourself with that kind of a karma. It depends on what is your quick identification that you have created a bonding, and that is the identification which creates a karma for you. जब आप अपने आप का पहचान सोचते हैं तो आप अपना पहचान किस तरीके से बनाते हैं, आप अपने आप को किसके साथ जोड़ते हैं, उसके साथ जो जोड़ते हैं उसका एक कुछ कर्मा होगा और वो आप अपने आप को उस कर्मा के साथ जोड़ लेते हैं. So sometimes when you say that I am working for the divine plan, I am a divine being, I'm a soul and I am divine being working for the divine plan, your karma can quickly be changed. Then it is not localized to a city, state, country, family, nation. अगर आप अपने पहचान को बदल सकते हो कि हम इस दिव्य योजना के लिए काम करते हैं और हम शरीर नहीं है, न सोच है, न विचार है, न मन है, हम इनमें से किसी के साथ न बंधे हुए हैं, हम आत्मा, परमात्मा और परब्रह्मन सिर्फ इस पृथ्वी और इस ब्रह्मांड के दिव्य योजना को संपन्न करने के लिए हम यहाँ पे अपने कर्म निभाने आए हैं. जैसे ही हम ये बोलते हैं तो हमारा कर्मा का स्थिति, हमारा चक्रा सब इसीलिए बदलता है क्योंकि हमारा चक्रा ही इसीलिए बदलता है क्योंकि हमने किसी और ग्रुप के साथ जोड़ लिया है. पहले हम किसी और ग्रुप के साथ कनेक्टेड थे जहाँ पे वैसे कर्मा था. It is constant. Souls are bound together in families, nations, races, creating collective karma. What you see, what you like to see, what you like to sing, what you like to do, all is actually a part of that particular energy which you are in. Catastrophic events like natural disasters may act as opportunities for the resolution of karmic debts within the framework of collective karma. एक पूरे एरोप्लेन में जितने लोग थे या पूरे गाड़ी में जितने लोग थे, अगर कुछ अनहोनी घटना घटती है, भगवान करे ऐसे कभी ना हो, तो उन सब लोगों के एक कुछ कर्मा एक जैसे हुआ होगा और उस समय पे सब लोगों का कर्मा न्यूट्रलाइज किया गया होगा. देयर इज अ फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ कलेक्टिव कर्मा. National characteristics influence the rebirth of the souls. The more you attach yourself, मेरा भारत देश महान, मेरा भारत देश महान, मेरा भारत देश महान, तो अक्सर क्या होता है, वापस भारत देश में ही आएंगे. अभी भारत देश ऊपर 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 उठते जा रहा है. हो सकता है कभी एक ज़माने में नीचे 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 गिरते जाएगा, लेकिन तब भी आप मेरा भारत देश महान करते जाएंगे तो वही जगह पे आएंगे. यू विल नॉट गो इन टू अ प्लेस ऑफ greater peace, greater prosperity. You will just be connected to a country. Yes. So, national characteristics influence the rebirth of souls, with historical traits recurring cyclically within the groups. And that is why the same people are born in the same communities, in the same country, again and again and again and again and again. Historical traits will come recurring cyclically within the groups. Family ties through affection often draw souls together across lifetimes. क्योंकि हम अपने माँ बाप के साथ प्रेम से जुड़े रहते हैं, हम अपने बच्चों से प्रेम से जुड़े रहते हैं, वही लोग बार 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 बाहर इस जन्म में, अगले जन्म में, आने वाले जन्म में, you understand, you will be bringing them into your same lineage, not immediately, maybe not just as your children, but maybe as your grandchildren or your great grandchildren. Family ties will pull people's souls together across lifetimes. जो माँ बाप है अपने बच्चों से इतने जुड़े होते हैं तो वापस उन्हीं के परिवार में आना चाहते हैं, तो उन्हीं के बच्चे बन के आते हैं. समटाइम्स यू रेस्ट्रिक्ट बाय ऑल ऑफ दीज अटैचमेंट्स. दैट इज व्हाई अटैचमेंट इज अ extremely dangerous thing. There should be attachment to the guru, not to the family. Am I made clear? Okay. So connect yourself to the guru, to the divine work. If you don't want to get connected again and again, see, वैसे ना जो दुख है ना भूल जाता है, बस अच्छे अच्छे चीज़ें याद रखते हैं और वापस अपने प्रेम के उस डोर से हम खींचे आ जाते हैं. तो इसीलिए जो प्रेम है, जो बच्चों की तरफ, ठीक है, एक कर्तव्य है, और प्रेम को सिर्फ गुरु, परमात्मा, परब्रह्मन को दिखाओ, क्योंकि प्रेम आपको वापस खींच के लेके आएगा. Adaptation of the individual karma. Individual karma adapts to the broader requirements of collective evolution, ensuring the soul's passage through the sub races and the root races of humanity's growth. जैसे जैसे मनुष्य जाति का विकास चलते जाएगा, मनुष्य का कर्मा उसके अनुसार, कलेक्टिव कर्मा, इस पूरे पृथ्वी का आज के डेट में कुछ कर्मा होगा जो सब लोगों को भुगतना ही होगा. देयर इज अ कलेक्टिव एवोल्यूशन ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी विच इज टेकिंग प्लेस. If you see war, if you see fires, if you see tsunamis happening around you, even if you are untouched, remember, we are all part of this earth, and whatever we see around us, we are responsible for it. Do practice the meditations, come into the group meditations, not for your own development. Come in because you are part of this earth evolution. And as long as you have not contributed your bit into this earth evolution, you are not going anywhere. So, practice the meditations as regularly as possible to be able to become greater channels, so that when you are sleeping, dancing, drinking, eating, whatever you are doing, you are radiating love, and this love be penetrating unconditionally into this entire earth. The fastest way to neutralize our own karma is to be able to channelize unconditional love and unshakable peace to everybody. किसी इंसान को देख के आपका शक्ल और आपका हार्ट क्या होता है, चेक 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 चेक. Your rival, your competitor. Think. थिंक फास्ट इमीडिएटली। अगर आपने कुछ समय के पहले कुछ हायर मेडिटेशन भी किया होगा, फिर भी कोई राइवल या कॉम्पिटिटर को सोच के आपका हृदय अगर फुस हो जाता है, सिकुड़ जाता है, तो दैट इज़ नॉट अ गुड साइन. So imagine what you are doing to yourself. You are not creating anything constructive. There has to be constantly channelizing of energy of love. That is the only way that we will contribute to the collective karma. There is a collective karma, we have to understand this. There is no escaping it. Just because our house is more bigger and beautiful, just because our colony is more cleaner and more brighter, does not mean that I do not belong to this earth, does not mean that I can just avoid a certain person. Yes, everybody is connected. It is a chain. Liberation is not about negative feelings, but we need to transcend the selfish desires to harmonize with the divine will. मैं अपना मेरा, इससे जब हम छुटकारा पाएंगे, तब ही हम दिव्य शक्ति के साथ एक हो सकते हैं. There is only one way to become one with the divine will. When the divine will is anchored into my Ajna chakra, into my solar plexus, it will never shrink. If I think of my competitor, if I think of another person I don't like, it will never shrink. That means the divine will has settled there. Please samjhiye, liberation is not about negative feelings, but it is about transcending selfish desires to harmonize with the divine will. मोक्ष का मतलब है कि हम अपने नकारात्मक सोच विचार छोड़ना तो एक चीज़ है, वो तो प्यूरिफिकेशन है. लेकिन मोक्ष, लिबरेशन, आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे सीढ़ियाँ चढ़ना सिर्फ और सिर्फ शुरुआत होती है जब हम अपने मैं से छुटकारा पाएंगे. मेरा और अपना, मेरा और अपने ज़रूरतों को हम जब तक ध्यान में रखेंगे, हमें मोक्ष का रास्ता दिखाई नहीं देगा. Liberation is not about negative feelings but transcending selfish desires to harmonize with the divine will. मैं, yes, I, mine, my house, my community, my locality, my family is so rich, my this, my that. That that word, when it becomes I am the soul, instead of saying I am an Indian, I am from here, when it starts converting itself into unselfish things, and I the soul am one with all the souls, and I the soul am one with the divine spark, that is when the actual divine path starts. Until then we are just practicing. कितना भी कुछ भी कर लो, कुछ भी पढ़ लो, कुछ भी सिखा लो, कुछ भी लोगों को कुछ भी मदद कर लो, कुछ भी कर लो, सेवा कर लो, कुछ भी कर लो, जब तक मैं नहीं खत्म होता है, तो वापस 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 एक बलून जिसमें बहुत बड़ा पहाड़ बांध के रखा है, वो बलून कभी उड़ नहीं सकता है ऊपर की तरफ, वो बलून तो नीचे ही रहेगा. जितना भी बलून में हवा भर लो, जब नीचे का जिस पहाड़ के साथ उस बलून को जोड़ के रखा है, उस पहाड़ को नहीं काटोगे, तभी तो बलून ऊपर उठेगा. You visualize a big hot air balloon, huge, but it is tied down with a huge boulder, a big, big stone, almost like a mountain. That boulder is selfishness. You keep pushing hot air into the balloon, it is not going to fly. That is how many people consider spirituality. You keep meditating, you keep doing, adding to your good karma, you keep pushing in more hot air. You are not going to get liberated. You are going nowhere unless you cut that stone, the boulder. That is selfishness. Yes, spirituality is something to be understood, something beyond. Yes, whatever I have created, if I'm going to be stuck with it for this and next lifetime, unfortunately, everything which was great at one point is not great now. एग्जाम्पल के दौरान, एग्जाम्पल जैसे बहुत पहले जहाज ही एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण ऐसे बहुत ही जहाज, दैट मीन्स शिप्स वेरी वेरी costly, important because they were used for wars. Ships were important on all levels. Then we have now vehicles, convoys, aircraft, right? And if when one birth you were the owner of a fleet of ship, and you said next birth also I should become this owner of a fleet of ship, I should have 10 fleets of ships. Yes, you could have left it to the divine and say, you decide what I should have. Then God would have given you aircrafts, hundreds of aircrafts, instead of 10 ships. Are you understanding my point? एक जमाने में जितने बकरे होते थे उसके अनुसार आपके धन नापा जाता था. एक जमाने में कौड़ी, कौड़ी मतलब शेल्स, शेल्स वर द वे ऑफ ट्रेडिंग. एक जमाने में सिल्वर कॉइन्स होता था. और आप सोचो, इफ यू आर थिंकिंग ऑफ मनी द वे दैट वी आर सीइंग नाउ, and you are saying I have lot of money in the same form in my next birth, that time the same form of money demonetization तो एक बार जीते जी हमारा हो गया, सेम फॉर्म ऑफ मनी का क्या फायदा होगा? Do not connect to what you are seeing. That is the biggest problem. What is unseen, what you cannot see, is more important than what you can see. Liberate yourself from all the selfish desires, and you will harmonize with the divine will. The spirituality wise act for the collective good. The spiritually wise act for the collective good. अगर आप में आध्यात्मिक बुद्धिमता है, आप आध्यात्मिक तौर से बुद्धिमान हो, तो आपको एक चीज समझ आएगा, सब कुछ छोड़ो भाई, सिर्फ इस दुनिया में खुशी लेके आने के लिए काम करो. इसके अलावा कुछ भी हमारे साथ चलने वाला नहीं है. नथिंग इज गोइंग टू गो विथ अस except the efforts that we use and put into raising the consciousness of humanity to bring about collective good. Nothing is going to remain with us. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Only what you wish for others. Nothing that we create, an ashram, an organization, nothing. यस, यहाँ के अभी के ज़रूरत के लिए एक एनजीओ बना लो, एक आश्रम बना लो, एक घर बना लो, ठीक है, लेकिन ये सब आपके साथ चलने वाला थोड़ी है. Paramahansa Yogananda, at the end of his entire lifetime, the last 10 days, he said, the biggest mistake I did was making an organization. Yes, I would not say it is a mistake. I would just say it is a requirement. As on a certain time, do not get attached to it. If you get too attached to it, then you think it will be a mistake at the end of your lifetime. Even Paramahansa Yogananda said that. So the spiritually wise act for the collective good, serving as beacons of light while remaining unbound by the personal karma. Do not connect yourself. You just need to work relentlessly for doing collective good, for the greater good. Somebody tells you that what you are doing is right or not right, take some advice, move forward. There is only one thing to do good. दूसरों के लिए अच्छाई कितना कर सकते हो, अपना कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर निकल के अपने आप को लात मार लो, नहीं तो कर्मा के देवी देवताएं आपको लात मारेंगे. Most of us are maybe stuck. Most of the people are maybe stuck with their children, their emotional disturbances, our own family, our own houses, our own finances. Because when they were given the opportunity, they did not understand how to work for the collective good. जब हमारे पास एक अवसर आता है कि हम अपने और अपने परिवार से ऊपर उठ के सबके भलाई के लिए कुछ काम कर सकते हैं, अगर उसको हमने पहचाना नहीं तो फिर हम उलझ जाते हैं. एक समय ऐसे आता है जहां हम उलझ जाते हैं अपने और अपने परिवार में और वहीं के वहीं रह जाते हैं. The interplay of personal and collective karma underscores the complexities of the life events, offering a lens to understand perceived accidents or sudden occurrences. So there is a collective karma. That means the karma of the earth, karma of the nation, karma of a city, karma of a country, karma of a flight, of people in the flight, karma of something. So there is an interplay. हमारा अपना कर्मा भी होता है और collective कर्मा का, दोनों का एक मिश्रण से एक कॉम्प्लेक्स मिशन, एक बहुत जटिल मिशन से, which the guru and the divine spark will be able to see better than us, underscores the complexity of the life's events, offering a lens to understand accidents or sudden occurrences. Why does अकाल मृत्यु होता है क्या, एक्सीडेंट होता है क्या, इसको समझने के लिए हमें कलेक्टिव कर्मा समझना होगा. Knowing and applying the law of karma can accelerate your personal evolution. Okay, we will come to an end in another 5-10 minutes. जब हम इस कर्म के सिद्धांत को समझेंगे, अपने ज़िंदगी में उसको इस्तेमाल करेंगे, तो हम अपने ज़िंदगी में विकास कर सकते हैं. It helps you break free from life's limitations and over time transforms you into a force for good in the world. Become this force for good in the world so that you become that indispensable instrument of the divine. When you become this force for good in the world, you become that indispensable instrument of the divine. इस पृथ्वी में अच्छाई के लिए एक ऐसा अच्छाई आपके हर कण कण से गुडनेस शुड रेडिएट. देयर कैन नॉट बी वन मोमेंट, there cannot be the luxury of one moment when your solar plexus will be activated if you want to become that force for good in the world. Otherwise you can be replaced. बार 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 भगवान मदद नहीं करते जाएगा. एक दिन देखेगा यार ये तो समझ ही नहीं रहा है, इसको कितना भी मदद करो इसका सोलर प्लेक्सस छोटा हो जाता है और वो अपने अजना में दिव्य शक्ति एंकर नहीं कर पाता है. Yes, so the next better person that the divine sees not maybe done as many meditations or as many years they have not spent in meditating as you have, but you will be quickly replaced because you have not learned the lesson and you become a bigger instrument. और बड़ा बलून हो जाओ लेकिन उड़ने लायक नहीं हो, तुम अपने पत्थर को काटना नहीं चाहते हो, तो भगवान क्या करेगा? बोलेगा चल भाई इसको छोड़ते हैं, इसमें हवा भर भर के कोई फायदा नहीं है, ये अपना पत्थर काटना नहीं चाहता है, इसको छोड़ते हैं, दूसरे को ढूंढते हैं, अगर वो उड़ के तो अपना कुछ काम करेगा तो अच्छा है. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग माई पॉइंट? देर इज अ ह्यूज हॉट एयर बलून which is stuck to the earth with a huge boulder. If you just keeping pushing hot air into the balloon, but the balloon is not ready to fly. Yes, so God will also look at a person like this. God or Guru will invest some time and effort into making a person strong. But if the person does not let go of their own selfishness, then even if the Guru comes across a person who is less stronger, that person, the person will be replaced. So make yourself a force for extreme good, because you will not always be helped. There will be a point when there will be somebody better than you, and you will lose your point over there. So let go of selfishness and do extreme good. A strong belief in karma brings serenity and fearlessness to life. कर्मा को समझो और इसको इस्तेमाल करो और अपने जिंदगी को निडर बनाओ. You understand that everything happening to you is a result of your own actions and nothing can harm you that you haven't brought upon yourself. अगर हमने किसी के ऊपर साइकिक अटैक नहीं भेजा, हमने किसी के ऊपर नकारात्मक सोच विचार नहीं भेजा, तो हमारे की तरफ कोई साइकिक अटैक नहीं आ सकता है, कोई नकारात्मक सोच विचार नहीं आ सकता है. जो हमने दूसरों की तरफ दिया है वही हमारे तरफ भी आ सकता है, हमारे जिंदगी में वही आ सकता है जो हमने दूसरों के लिए दिया है. There can be no negativity which happens in us in our life unless we have given it. हमने जो दूसरों के साथ किया नहीं वो हमारे साथ होगा नहीं. Yes, हमने जो दूसरों के लिए किया नहीं वो हमारे साथ होगा नहीं. अगर हमारे साथ अभी भी कुछ ऐसे चीज हो रहा है जिससे हमें दुख हो रहा है, हमें दर्द हो रहा है, हमारे अंदर हलचल हो रहा है, तो समझिए कि हम इसको दे चुके हैं. और अगर बहुत दिनों से आप आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे हो और फिर भी आपके साथ ये हो रहा है, तो आप दे रहे हैं. यस, if there is something which is going wrong, there are psychic attacks, there are negative energies coming into you, then understand that you have given it at some point of time, that it is why it is coming to you. And if you are a person who has been meditating for ages and ages and still you are undergoing such situations, so remember and remind yourself that it is not some past karma that is coming to me, but maybe that is what I am doing on a regular basis. That is why that problem is hitting me. You understand that everything happens to you as a result of your own actions. Nothing can harm you that you haven't brought upon yourself. Facing the reaping of karma, painful consequences of past actions are inevitable, but they shouldn't be feared. They are a part of the process that must be faced. कुछ मर्डर किया आपने, if you know, there is one book called as Many Mansions Many Lives by Edgar Case. It is a book which is recommended by the teacher master. In this particular book, he talks about that if people have murdered and there are other people who have supported the murder, that person who has murdered will have leukemia in a next birth, and those people who have supported the murder will end up being their family members. समझ गए? सो इस तरीके से कुछ ना कुछ कर्मा का रीप करना ही होता है. So if we have a disturbed family member, a sick family member, something, they have a certain karma, and we also have to many mansions. It has a word called mansions. It's not masters. Many masters, many lives is Brian Weiss. Okay, this is mansions. Okay, I'll look into it and I'll let you know. It is Edgar Case. So, painful consequences of past actions are inevitable, but they shouldn't be feared. They are part of the process that must be faced. हमारे अपने ही कर्मों के लिए कुछ ना कुछ तरीके का आउटकम होता है. यह आउटकम कुछ साढ़े साथी के टाइम पे कुछ हालातों में हमको रीप करना होता है, बट मे बी थ्रू ग्रेट गुड कर्मा, नॉट मे बी, डेफिनेटली through creating extremely strong superfluous extra good karma, you can decree and neutralize the possible negative karma which would be materializing at a certain time. Yes, yes, story on reincarnations. So they are the part of the process that must not be feared but faced. Rather than avoiding or delaying the inevitable, face it with a joyful heart and bring peace as it clears away the burden and leaves us with less to carry in the future. A certain painful consequence, maybe we will have to just face it with a lot of happiness and say, okay, I understand that I would have done something to somebody and that is why I'm going through this. Okay, we have just one more page to go. The strength of living by the law of karma. This belief can give us strength. कर्मा के सिद्धांत के अनुसार हम जब जीते हैं, हमें अंदर से ताकत मिलता है कि हाँ, हम सही ही कर रहे हैं, हम सही कर रहे हैं. हमारा हार्ट चक्र पिछले 24 घंटे तक बहुत एक्टिवेटेड था, प्यार ही रेडिएट कर रहा था, हमारे कण कण से प्यार ही रेडिएट कर रहा था, हमारा अजना चक्र में डिवाइन विल था. तो आई गेट स्ट्रेंथ इन दैट. यू विल से यस, आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट इफ आई कैन मेंटेन माई सेल्फ लाइक दिस, if I can maintain myself serene, I understand there will be some problems because a lot of old karmas are being settled at this point of time. But if I will have strength that I'm not creating anything new, which is negative, it will make my life purer and more fulfilling. The key is recognizing that our own deeds shape our destiny and we have the power to transform ourselves through wise actions. हम अपने कर्मों से अपने ही आने वाला कल को बदल सकते हैं. As the teacher would say, the future is dynamic, not static. The future is dynamic, not static. The importance of living karma, not just intellectualizing it. सुन के बुक स्टडी के बाद भूल जाने से कोई कर्मा की सुधार नहीं होगी. Many people, especially in the West, अभी तो ईस्ट भी वेस्ट जैसे हो गया है, may see karma as an abstract idea rather than a life-changing force. Yes, उस समय पे जब ये किताब लिखा गया है 100 साल पहले, ईस्ट में ज़्यादा लोग कर्मा को मानते थे और उसके अनुसार अपनी ज़िंदगी को चलाते थे, और उस टाइम पे वेस्ट में कर्मा का कोई समझ नहीं था. अभी वेस्ट और ईस्ट दोनों एक ही समान है. कर्मा का समझ अगर होगा तो हम अपने ज़िंदगी को बिगाड़ेंगे नहीं. So do not see karma as an abstract idea, but understand it is a life-changing force. It is the force of the divine in action. True belief in the karma should transform your conduct, bring yourself closer to a pure and fulfilling life. आप अगर कर्मा में पूरे समझ के साथ उतरोगे तो आपके परिवर्तन पूरे दुनिया को दिखना चाहिए, ना सिर्फ अपने आप को. अपने आप को दिख के क्या फायदा? सिर्फ अपने आप को दिखता है तो मतलब दूसरों को नहीं दिखता है. तो भगवान के 10 आंखों को नहीं दिखा तो हमें दिख के क्या फायदा भाई उस बात की, राइट? If you are crying a lot in meditation, that means your solar plexus is being cleaned. You can cry or you can just heal your solar plexus before sitting for meditation. So that was a question. In Instagram, we have seen that people are crying. What does that mean? So during the meditation, when you cry during the meditation, your solar plexus is being banged, 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 clean, 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 because you have not bothered to clean it before the meditation. That is why during the meditation, your solar plexus is emptying itself. Okay? Is this understood? Liberation through wisdom and love. Once we truly understand and live by the law of karma, we realize that nothing in nature can enslave our soul. हम जब कर्म के सिद्धांत के अनुसार हम जीना शुरू कर देते हैं तो समझ लीजिए कि यहाँ पे कोई भी ऐसा शक्ति नहीं है इस पूरे ब्रह्मांड में जो हमें उसका गुलाम बना पाए. Wisdom empowers us to use love and understanding to shape our lives. जब हम दिव्य ज्ञान और दिव्य इस चेतना और दिव्य बुद्धिमता के अनुसार हम चलना शुरू करते हैं तो ये विजडम हमारे अंदर प्रेम और सद्भावना और समझदारी, इन्हीं चीज़ों से हम अपने ज़िंदगी को बनाते जाते हैं. राइट. थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग with us, and we end this book study as of now, and we will come back to questions at a later date, or I would suggest that you can put up the questions in the group and we will answer it over there. We thank the Supreme Parabrahman, the Divine Father, Divine Mother, my spiritual teacher and all spiritual teachers, all the great ones, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Paramatmas, Tirthankaras, prophets, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Thank you for the purification, strengthening, empowerment, upgradation, alignment to be able to fulfill our part in bringing heaven into this earth and into the lives of all those around us. Thank you for the priceless blessings and opportunity to be able to do what is right at the right time. Atma Namaste. Thank you all for this priceless opportunity. Atma Namaste.